Hundreds of protesters demonstrating against police brutality gathered outside the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday after law enforcement extended the perimeter around the White House. Footage shared on social media yesterday showed protesters sat outside the front of the president's hotel as they continued to rail against the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis police custody last week. The peaceful protest outside the Pennsylvania Avenue building came almost a week after demonstrators marched on the hotel carrying "Black Lives Matter" signs. Posting footage of yesterday's demonstration outside the Trump International Hotel, Washington Post reporter Hannah Nathanson tweeted, "Barred from getting anywhere near the White House, hundreds have gathered outside Trump Hotel instead. Adding up those here and the 100s gathered as close as they can get to WH, it doesn't seem the extreme heat and humidity has lessened turnout much, if at all." A picture from outside the hotel posted by Democratic strategist Adam Parkhomenko also showed a large crowd of protesters sat outside the building in spaced-out groups. In footage posted on Tuesday, protesters could be seen marching past the front of the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C. chanting, "Who are you protecting?" Police officers stationed behind a barricade outside the building were also recorded taking a knee in front of anti-police brutality protesters, who thanked the officials for their show of respect. Similar protests outside Trump Tower in New York City have taken place over the last week, with the New York Post reporting that demonstrators sat down or took a knee outside the building on Tuesday. The newspaper reported that thousands of protesters gathered outside the luxury skyscraper and chanted at police officers. The demonstration outside the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C. yesterday came days after law enforcement officials moved to extend the protest perimeter around the White House. As President Donald Trump delivered a speech in the White House Rose Garden on Monday, law enforcement reportedly struck protesters with tear gas to clear a path for the commander-in-chief to visit St. John's Episcopal Church. Once he arrived at the landmark near Lafayette Park, Trump clutched a Bible and posed for a photo op. Acting United States Park Police Chief Gregory T. Monahan said on Tuesday that officers had not used tear gas, but instead deployed pepper balls and smoke canisters. No tear gas was used by USPP officers or other assisting law enforcement partners to close the area at Lafayette Park, Monahan said.